This is Neha, your podcast host, bringing you our latest episode of Denodo Data Bites. We are very excited to begin with Data Journey with all of you today as usual. And I would like to welcome Mitesh Shah on our show, and we will be discussing Denodo on cloud marketplaces, how to accelerate and simplify your cloud data integration in a simple yet cost-effective way. Before we get started, let me share a little bit about Mitesh and his background in tech. Mitesh is a senior cloud product manager and cloud evangelist here at Denodo. He has broad experience around various facets of cloud computing and digital product management strategy. Throughout his career, Mitesh has enjoyed helping clients address their data and cloud solution architecture needs. Mitesh, great to have you on the show. You have amassed so much knowledge within the data and cloud computing space. I'm sure our listeners would love to learn a little bit about your journey. So, can we begin with discussing your tech background and your role within Denodo and what it entails?
Sure, thanks Neha. I'm quite excited about this podcast and more so for the users who can quickly benefit from the insights around how they can leverage Denodo via cloud marketplaces and what's in it for them. In my role here at Denodo, I lead on multiple fronts, such as building the cloud go-to-market strategy, working closely with our cloud alliances teams, and constantly striving to enhance our cloud data management and integration roadmap, which in turn supports the digital transformation and cloud modernization projects for our customers.
Wow, that sounds really fascinating. Thanks for sharing, Mitesh. Let's jump into our topic of discussion today then. My first question for you is, what are cloud marketplaces and what is their significance?
So cloud is the driving force powering digital transformation today. And by harnessing the cloud in all its forms, whether it's on-demand software applications, data infrastructure services, smart development environments, or even innovation like machine learning AI, can be quite overwhelming, right? Cloud marketplaces offer a go-to-market channel that delivers the solutions and also access to millions of new buyers to take advantage of it. Marketplaces have been quite disruptive and also quite successful in the recent past, right? And I can just say that it's just getting started for the B2B, software users. It offers unprecedented access to software for buyers and for the sellers to connect with the buyers in a more easy way, right? And for that reason, I believe that marketplaces are really gaining in popularity. And that's where, Denodo software is now available through this cloud marketplaces like AWS Marketplace, Azure Marketplace, GCP Marketplace, thus making e-commerce buying and onboarding quite easy for our users, right? We start with a business outcome that the users are after, and then help them get there quickly with the choice of different subscriptions that we have to offer. At the end of the day, there's key benefits for the users when they're looking at cloud marketplaces. One is, it's easy for them to budget, get started with the pay-as-you-go options, right? So that's one of the biggest benefit that they could leverage, using the cloud marketplace to get started. They also have the benefit of retiring any kind of cloud spend commitment they have with the vendors. So it allows them to leverage that commit spend. And standard contracts, we see there's a lot of efforts, in terms of the legal contracts and such. Cloud marketplaces simplifies the way they can access and quickly turn around those legal contracts and through the marketplaces. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win, for the buyers and the sellers, but also it provides that self-service platform for them to get started with that single, pane of reporting, billing, vendor management through the cloud marketplaces.
So it looks like cloud marketplaces can be a great tool for self-service and more, and also saves time in terms of data processing, right?
No, absolutely. Meaning that's, the beauty of it. Yeah.
Perfect. So moving on to our next question. What does Denodo have to offer via cloud marketplaces?
So, as you know, there's different types of users and audiences that we address, right? And today, the digital transformation uses these modern digital technologies, which includes public, private, hybrid cloud platforms to help businesses and leverage that unique experience they can to quickly get started. We believe in ease of onboarding, and the user experience is one of the key drivers when we are building the product. With Denodo on the cloud marketplaces, the key goal there is to empower the users to focus on the right solutions and facilitate and help them facilitate that delivery of that great product and services to their internal users. So with keeping all that in mind, we have kind of leverage that the key Denodo platform and split that into 4 different types of subscriptions that users can leverage today through our marketplaces. It helps them solve the data management and data integration challenges, right? And it allows users from all different, facets, whether it's small, medium-sized businesses or whether it's an enterprise users, allowing them to quickly get started. We have 4 different subscriptions. Denodo Professional, which allows them to start small and grow, right? And it allows them to integrate up to 5 data sources. The next one is the Denodo Standard subscription on offering that allows them to expand, beyond the 5 data sources up to unlimited data sources, right? Then comes our most popular one, the Enterprise, which allows them, gives them the ability to have the features such as data catalog, some advanced performance accelerators, support for MPP and such, right? And then the greatest for our advanced users is the Enterprise Plus subscription, which has inbuilt AI ML capabilities and other security, enhancements that they can leverage. So keeping all these 4 different subscriptions in mind, it allows them to quickly get started with the Denodo Professional, and quickly, they can easily kind of go from that to the other subscriptions as they grow.
Thank you, Mitesh, for explaining the various subscription options available to us. As you already explained, a variety of subscription options available for a variety of business needs. So you make this sound really easy. I'm sure our potential users can't wait to get started with their cloud integration journey using these cloud subscription options. So tell me, how does a user really get started with their cloud data integration journey?
We are at this juncture where, cloud marketplaces have been, a great vehicle for the users to get started, and then we have this very exciting subscription offerings that all sorts of users can start. Now we have made it even easier for them to onboard with a free trial that we offer for Denodo Professional. So any users who really want to explore, understand, and validate their use cases can quickly get started with this try and buy option through the cloud marketplaces. And that's the 30-day free trial of Denodo Professional on AWS, Azure, and GCP. Right? What it really offers is for them to quickly validate their use case, whether it's cloud data integration, whether it's integrating the SaaS data sources with their cloud data sources, even if they're embarking on a data science journey where they want to try and explore, do advanced analytics, or get that single view of their data, because not all the data is in the cloud at any given point in time. So they're going to be able to leverage all this exciting use cases, getting started with the free trial. Now, the free trial it's pretty straightforward. You registered on Denodo's website, and then you can get started quickly on through the marketplace subscription, which is free for the first 30 days. The users still pay for the compute charges, but the Denodo license is free for the first 30 days, so they don't have to worry about any of that. The Denodo support is included as part of the free trial. Also, they get access to a pre-sales engineer during the free trial, which they can work together, help them validate their use cases and their success criteria in the first 30 days. So all in all, it's a great vehicle for them to not have to think too much about how they can get started and what they have to prepare for. It's a self-service way for them to really sign up and get started. Also, the free trial brings them the ability to migrate from one. So once they're done with the free trial, they can easily, move on to other subscriptions. So they're not like locked in with one that they're experimenting, but they can also, once they want to move to other subscriptions, they can go from one to another as well. So there you go. Every user's wanting to look at this, they should go for the free trial, which they can register through our Denodo website.
Sounds like a very good option. The free trial is the perfect solution to get access to pretty much the entire package for the first 30 days. And of course, the users get experience self-service on the go. And then they can always decide if this is a suitable choice for their data needs or not. So we have talked about different subscription choices. However, cost or rather budget constraints is always a big consideration. So can you throw some light around hybrid cloud data integration, and also what type of pricing should we expect?
Absolutely. This is the question I get a lot of times. And to be honest, today users have 2 options, right? They could buy direct through our, the sales team here at Denodo, and then they can bring those licenses to the cloud, which means it's called bring your own license, BYOL, right? So that's one option. The other is go through the marketplace, right? It's a self-service way of getting started quickly on a pay-as-you-go basis. Now, when you look at pricing options, there is the hourly pricing where users can pay by the hour, or they can choose to go with the annual option where they get an additional discount up to 10%, and also they get additional services which are, for health monitoring and management of their whole deployment, right? So they have those options. The other benefit is, we see a lot of users who are starting with their on-prem data sources and integrating them, but then eventually they will have some of them migrated to the cloud. So it creates that hybrid environment, and also they could leverage this with Denodo. So they could start with on-prem and then have some instances in the cloud, and they could expand that using new subscriptions in the cloud through the cloud marketplaces, right? We price and license by the number of cores. So usually it's pretty easy that once you go through a free trial and validation, we will size and they can easily get started. The other benefit of the pricing is that you have full control over the instance, right? It's deployed under the user's cloud account, which means that they can stop and restart. They could manage the pricing and the cost, and if they're more budget sensitive, right? So all of this really gives them that ability to have full control in terms of how they are managing their costs, and also they can also then transition from one subscription. So it's not like they are locked into one. So they can start with Denodo Professional, and 6 months down the line they want to move to the standard or the enterprise. There's a quick migration path to it, which they can do it and not have to worry about from that perspective as well. So end of the day, I would say it's a no haggle pricing, self-service, and quickly get started with all the support you need from us to keep that going, right?
Of course, and the flexibility available to manage costs is also a big plus there. This is some great information to have on hand for users to make an informed decision, and I'm sure they can't wait to get started. But what about our joint partners? I'm sure our partners are listening, so how can they get involved?
Yeah, we always love to work with our partners, and there's different ways and different programs that are available through the cloud marketplace that enables our partners to resell, the Denodo offerings and subscriptions. So the way this would take us another session to go in depth, but for example, there is programs like AWS CPPO, which is Consulting Partner Private Offers. There is Microsoft Azure CSP, which is the Cloud Solution Provider program. So all these different programs allow our partners to engage with us and give us the ability to help them resell through those mechanisms and the programs, right? One thing I forgot to mention with the pricing was that, there's a private offers price option that users can leverage, which means that they can do a custom pricing, custom configuration that they can work out with the sales team, the digital sales team, and we can enable do a private offer instead of if they need some customization when they're buying. So all this and partners as well, we definitely want to kind of go more in depth as we get there.
Absolutely. I think we need to plan a few more podcast episodes to discuss these options in detail. This has been a very informative and a wonderful session indeed, Mitesh. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us about Denodo on cloud marketplaces. So before we conclude, we have a quick Q&A round for you. Are you ready?
All right, shoot, I wasn't expecting that, but go ahead. Yeah.
All right, let's jump right into it then. What's your favorite thing to do on weekends? Pretty simple one then.
Oh, wow, weekends. The first thing that comes to mind is, having that value time with the family, right? Meaning, we, in spite of us being at, working remotes and stuff like that, the week goes by and having that close activities with the family is the fun thing. Any kind of sports, anything that we can do together, that's my most, important thing for me, to connect with the family. Yeah.
Some family time to relax and unwind is the best way to spend a weekend, definitely. So my next question for you is, what's your favorite sport?
Oh, wow. Well, having been spent my childhood in India, well, cricket is on everyone's mind, and that's still my favorite sport. Meaning, I would love to play cricket with my boys here, and any kind of. And then there's basketball. I shouldn't say that because my boys love basketball as well, so I do play with them as well. So cricket and basketball kind of makes that.
Favorite go-to sports then? That's good to hear, Mitesh. And my last question for you is, could you name your superpower that keeps you going?
Wow, it's a tough one. In today's world, I would say staying humble is really key. And but at the same time, to be able to see, have an X-ray type vision, which means that having an eye for detail and being able to foresee some of the new trends and how you can apply them into the product. That's where I feel that gives me the edge in terms of helping build the right solutions that simplify everyone's life, right? And being add that to our roadmap. So staying humble and having that foresight vision to help our products be the best.
So professionally, attention to detail, and personally, staying humble it is. A very good answer. So this was a wonderful session. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode.
Yeah, thank you. And it's been great. All I could say is marketplaces, cloud marketplaces are a great way to start your journey, and it's a no risk, a low risk, I would say. So go and try it out. Thank you.
Thanks, Mitesh. And a quick message to our listeners: if you've enjoyed this episode, please head over to www.denodo.com/podcast to find out more resources on all things data.